Good afternoon for the second time this season, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix, the site of our first victory last season, and that's what we'll be hoping to repeat this season. We've already set a lap on the super softs, good enough for a provisional pole. We were up on these softs, but by the end of the lap we're not quite there, 1/10 down. But that lap would have been good enough for pole on the softs, so we were kind of upset at that. Could have been starting from pole on the softs. None of those laps had a warning, so we're clear there. But now we have to take the start with super soft runners all around us. We've got our teammate from last season joining us in the front row, that's HSV. We've got the winner of the opening round of the season right behind us there, the kartdude in that Toro Rosso. And it looks like the Ferrari's got its nose down the inside here, we can't quite pull across in front of him. So he's got the ascendancy into turn 1 and takes the lead away from us. The second time we've lost the lead from a pole position this season. Quite annoying. Now we'll be trying to get back past him, and he brakes much earlier than us, so we might be able to take this position back. We've done it. He's still on our outside though, with some good traction on the outside. We have to make sure there's no collisions here. He's backed out of it quite sensibly, but our line is not favourable. He might have a good run out of it. We have to maintain the inside line here to defend, and that might allow kartdude to come around the outside. It has. So that defensive manoeuvre actually allowed our rival to come around the outside and take second place. We try and get away, but we've got that Toro Rosso right behind us there, and he's the championship leader, so he's definitely our rival this early in the season. Again, another fastest lap, but even without DRS, the slipstream is so overpowered on this straight, we're having to defend from him, and with the DRS on the third lap, he does get his nose on the inside. Not quite able to make the manoeuvre though, but you can see what's going to happen in this race. Hard to get away from the guys who are within DRS, especially with the second DRS zone, not necessarily for a passing place, but to just keep everyone within a second to the next DRS zone. He tried it there at turn 4, but that was not on. He's into the pits though, you can see him swiping across the front of Cena there, and we follow him in the next lap. Will he get an undercut? That's the question. Yes he does, there he is. In the net lead, that's his 4th. You can see HSV's undercut Cena there. So here comes the battle. Kartdude trying to defend on the soft compound tyre. We come through on the medium. We've still got some guys in front who have yet to pit. Waffles in third is one of them, and I believe it's Murph, my teammate, and Danny Rocks, my girlfriend, in first and second. Here comes Kartdude once again, not only staying with us because he's on the softs, but also, as I said before, impossible to get away from a person at this track. So battle resumes. He's actually in front of us, we can't quite see where he is. Now we're in front of him, but now we've got the arrow to indicate that he's definitely to our right, so we can't turn across him. I'm just trying to make it around the outside, get some good traction. Ooh, this is going to be very close. We shouldn't really go side by side through here, but we're doing it. That trust enables us to effectively make the manoeuvre, and around the outside we go. A lot more traction where my car is, so I should be able to take this position back. Yes, I have. So it's still net first for the McLaren, but next DRS zone, what do you know, here comes the Toro Rosso. We can't quite cover the inside, we have to leave some room. Ooh, the hand came up there was a little bit of contact, and no traction there on the exit, but thankfully he couldn't quite get the line he needed. Finally, the other DRS zone coming into effect for a manoeuvre, and he's actually pulled ahead of us there. We don't want to drift into him here, so we have to let off the accelerator, and around the outside he goes for what is the move of the race so far, definitely, at least that I've seen. Perhaps there have been some other manoeuvres in the rest of the pack, but he gets not the greatest exit. He must have, I don't know, over-revved a gear or something there, because that's not usual for someone to get such a bad exit there, especially with the outside run. Although maybe he wanted DRS, maybe it was a tactic. Yeah, look how close he is. Even the Mercedes you can see in the background is caught up to us during this epic battle. And look at the pace that Cena has. A double slipstream and double DRS toe. Oh, there's more contact. The hand comes up once again, carbon copy of a couple of laps ago. This time, kartdude in front. And we can't cover off Cena here because of the Toro Rosso in front of us, and he might come through as well. So well played by kartdude, knowing who his rival is. Although we'd managed to get around the outside of the Mercedes driver and maintain that second net position. Still a couple of cars yet to pit. We are catching them though. You can see the yellow dot is my teammate. So we'll try and get back past kartdude and make sure that those guys on a different strategy, they may be one-stopping, so that might be a battle for the lead come the end of the race. We'll have to see how that pans out. We're going to follow this battle though. Just look how close we're staying together. Not only me to kartdude, but also Cena right behind, although we have dropped his arrow. And here goes this DRS once again. First manoeuvre I've actually made there myself, and in front we go. Although we haven't got the best of traction. And in fact, wow, those softs really showing how much more grip they have. Down the inside goes kartdude. Can we get the better traction though? It definitely seems like we have. Get a bit of slipstream and pull out already. We're going to be side by side into the final corner, perhaps. Oh, a little bit of contact once again. Oh, neither of us getting the optimal line through there. Maybe Cena will have the best line and might be in front of both of us by the time we get to turn 1. I don't have DRS, they both do. Maybe I was overzealous passing into that last corner. Oh, Cena might have had to back off there, knowing that his front wing was more important than position at this stage of the race. Around the outside comes the Toro Rosso. Does he make the move stick? Yes, he does. Great move there by kartdude. Got to make sure we don't come across Cena here, who's getting a big toe from the Toro Rosso in front. Can he go around the outside here? Oh, almost turned across there by kartdude. And there is Cena making a nice manoeuvre around the outside where he had more traction. So finally making a cut there. We followed that for a good 2 minutes. And we're in the slipstream once again. Both Cena and I have DRS. I have to back out of it there. You may have just heard the little blip to the throttle. Did not want to move off that line or run to the back of him, so backing off was the only option. At the start of lap 12, we're back down the inside. This battle rages on. Is this the best battle we've had so far in F1 2016? I probably would say so, given that it's with multiple cars and lasting so long. In that slipstream once again of kartdude, who will note, being on the soft tyre, must make an earlier stop than us, especially as he already undercut us at the end of the first stint. So perhaps he's not in the best position here, but around the outside we go anyway. And oh, he got very close to the back of us there, lost a little bit of time on the exit. But what do you know, he's back down the inside at the start of lap 14. Oh, there's a bit of more contact. We've had at least 4 times where we've had contact, 3 of them into turn 1. That time we maintained the lead, and 2 laps later this time we actually defended the inside for once, just to see, testing for later laps in case we have to defend. Looking on the map there, we can see a dot going into the pits. That's kartdude. So he makes the second round pit stop. We do the same on lap 17, hoping to go to the end on these mediums. We have to pass Danny, and we're going to do that. The important part about that last pit stop was that Waffles was between us and our rivals. We were able to pull away as they didn't have DRS and win our first race of the season. The 3rd season in a row we've got 2nd and 1st in the first 2 rounds. Malaysia a couple of seasons ago was actually the 2nd round. So there you have it, 43 points and equal with kartdude at this stage. See you guys next time in China.